What's going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video, where today we're going to be taking a look at an Eeveelutions deck with all eight, that's right, look at them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the Eeveelutions, all in one Pokemon deck, and this is really thanks to Mewtwo and Mew Tag Team GX that we're able to make this work with that perfection ability. This Pokemon can use the attacks of any Pokemon GX or Pokemon EX on your bench or in your discard pile. So we can utilize all of these attacks of the GX Eeveelutions. And we've got the non-GX ones here as well. This idea comes from my friend Peter Kika, who posted this weekend on his Twitter that he was playing a Mewtwo Toolbox deck to a League Cup that had all three of these Eeveelutions in there, the Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon-GX. And I believe he actually ended up getting second place at his League Cup, so congratulations to Peter on that. But I wanted to take it one step further. I wanted to put all 8 of them in one deck and see if we couldn't win a couple games with this deck. I really don't think that this is going to be the most competitive deck out there for sure, but we're going to do our best to make it work, and we're going to do our best to get a couple wins today. So let's go ahead and hop right into things, starting off by talking about that Mewtwo and Mew Tag Team GX. Perfection just lets us, is really what makes this deck work, because we can ditch these Pokemon, we can get them in the discard pile, we can have them on our bench ready to go, and then we can use any of these attacks. Let's talk about each of the Eeveelutions and what they could be used for. We've got Flareon-GX here, 210 HP Fire type with Heat Stage. 30 damage, you may attach up to 3 Fire Energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon in any way that you like. Bright Flame, 190 damage, discard 2 Fire Energy from this Pokemon. And we've also got Power Burner GX, 20 damage for each fire energy in your discard pile for just 1 energy. So that could be pretty good for us if all 8 of our fires are down and we're using the Rainbow Energy to attack, you know, can do 160 damage, knock out a Dedenne potentially. We've got the Jolteon-GX here with Electro Bullet. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon, and then Head Bolt here, 110, and Swift Run GX. Prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn, so that can definitely be very good for us. Vaporeon-GX is probably one of the least useful Eeveelutions for us in this deck. Hydrating Drops. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may heal 30 damage from your active water Pokemon. We've got Hydro Pump here, 40 damage. This attack does 30 more damage times the amount of water energy attached to this Pokemon. As you can see, the only water energies we have are the 4 copies of Rainbow right here. And then we've also got Cure Shower GX, heal all damage from your water Pokemon. So, really not going to be super useful Vaporeon here. Hydrating Drops could be good if we're in a matchup where we're actually utilizing Glaceon-GX with that Freezing Gaze ability. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, your opponent's Pokemon GX and Pokemon EX in play in their hand and in their discard pile have no abilities except for Freezing Gaze. So that can be very, very good against opposing Mewtwo and Mew Tag Team GX decks. Can also be good when combined with Reset Stamp to Low. It's kind of like a Power Plant Stamp combo, except they can't bump our Power Plant because it's Freezing Gaze. So that is something that could be good for us. And also Polar Spear GX, 50 damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon, can definitely be good for us after setting up some damage with other Pokemon early on. Got the Leafeon-GX here. This is another one that's probably not going to be super great for us unless we're in a matchup where you know, our opponent is weak to Grass type. That can be potentially good for us then. Grand Bloom GX, I guess we could use, but not going to be a GX attack we want to utilize most likely in this deck. Now we've also got 3 non-GX Eeveelutions. All 3 of these guys do have GX versions of them, but this is a standard deck. All of the Espeon, Umbreon, and Sylveon GXs are in the expanded format. So Espeon's Energy Crush could be solid for us. 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. Also Umbreon here with Retaliate. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack during their last turn, it does 90 more damage. And then we've also got Sylveon here, and this is probably the one that we are going to be least likely to utilize. Vaporeon, I could actually see potentially using Hydrating Drops if we're going in with the Glaceon, but wink wink, most likely not going to be that good for us. Your opponent reveals their hand, you may discard a supporter card you find there and use the effect of that card as the effect of this attack. So I could see that being useful if like maybe the Mewtwo and Mew could copy it. You know, we go Reset Stamp plus Wink Wink, try to discard their supporter and utilize it ourselves. Maybe that's pretty good, but Unfortunately, since Mewtwo and Mew can't copy it, it's not going to be useful. We've also got 3 Eevees here and 2 Eevee-GXs for a total of 5 Eevees that we could have out in play. This is just, so we can get them out and get all of these guys up and running. Eevee-GX, of course, has that Ascension DNA ability. Once during your turn before you attack, if you have a Pokemon in your hand that evolves from Eevee, you may put that card onto this Pokemon, evolve it. Before evolving, heal all damage from this Pokemon. You can't use this ability during your first turn or the turn this Pokemon was put into play. So the reason I'm doing the 3-2 split is because this is obviously shut off by Power Plant, and it's also a GX that is, worth 2 prizes. So I think you could maybe even just go 4 Eevee-GX and 1 Eevee, but I wanted to go with this split just to kind of be safe. We've got a couple other Pokemon here for Mewtwo and Mew to copy to attack with. We got Naganadel-GX's Venom Shot. We're not running custom catchers in this list. We really just didn't have the space for it because we're playing, a total of 22 Pokemon, as you can see. So unfortunately, Venom Shot is going to be our only way to finish off benched Pokemon that we damaged earlier on in the game, so we want to definitely have the potential to utilize that. We also got Solgaleo-GX with Turbo Strike, 120 damage, attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon. So that's definitely good for us, good way to get some energy acceleration going. And then we've got the 3 copies of Dedenne-GX with Dede Change, letting us discard our hand and draw 6 cards. Can only use 1 Dede Change per turn, of course. Just very powerful ability. You guys all know it good and well. So let's go ahead and expand it here. Look at the rest of what we are working with. We got 4 Acro Bikes, 4 Cherish Balls, 4 Pokemon Communication, just maxing up on our consistency cards here. Acro Bike, very powerful. Cherish Ball lets us find all of these things. Cherish Ball, of course, can also get the Eevee-GX, which is good for us. And Communication can put back some of these things if we want to save them for later, and can also find us these 1-prize Eeveelutions that actually can be, like Espeon and Umbreon are not terrible. Like, they can be definitely very useful for us at specific times, in specific matchups. We've got 1 Pal Pad to try to reuse the Welders potentially later on in the game. 1 Fire Crystal as well to get back some fire energies if we need it. 1 copy of Reset Stamp to reset our opponent's hand if need be. 2 copies of Switch to move our Pokemon around if we need to. 3 Giant Hearths as well to get fire energies out of the deck. We also got 2 TV Reporter in here. This is kind of just something I was messing around with. A lot of times after using Welder, you get pretty big hands. So TV Reporter can just let us draw 3 off the top. And then we can also discard a card from our hand. We have a lot of cards that are just not good in certain matchups that are just not going to be useful for us. So being able to ditch those could be good for us. I wanted to try out the TV Reporter. I liked it over the Bills analysis since we don't have like custom catchers to find with Bills. That would be really good for us. Sometimes we just want to draw cards. We want to hit our rainbow energies and things like that. I think this could also potentially be a Reg challenge. I thought about that as well, but we're going to go with the TV Reporters for now. And then, of course, for Welder, just really the meta-defining card here. Attach up to 2 fire energy cards from your hand to one of your Pokemon if you do draw 3 cards. Just one of the most powerful supporters the game has ever seen. And then we've got 4 rainbows and 8 fires, and that is the list. Not sure how great it is. Probably not the best. Probably Clunk City for sure. But we're going to give it a try and see if we can't come away with a win. And I know people out there love their Eeveelutions. I think they are awesome as well. So we're going to hop on and see if we can't at least come away with a couple wins. Let me know what you guys think of this deck idea. Let me know if you think there are any potential changes, ways to make the deck better. And Omega Scissor here playing a colorless Metal Psychic deck. We're going to give it a heads. We do win the flip. So we will choose to go first. And let's see what we get on our opening turn here. No basics to start with. Our opponent's probably very confused seeing a Glaceon-GX and a Fire Energy in our mulliganed opening hand. And this hand is interesting. We've got Welder at least, so that's pretty good. Looks like it's going to be a Malamar deck, so the Umbreon could actually be pretty good for us potentially. And something else interesting, Boost Dash can be good. We can knock out, things with less than 100 HP, obviously. Like, we can't knock out Giratinas, but we can knock out the Malamars, we can knock out Inkays, whatever our opponent might have active. We can knock out Jirachis, and then use Ascension DNA up into Flareon to potentially heal this. So let's go ahead and just start things off with a Welder. My opponent is probably like, what the heck is going on? My opponent has an Eevee in their opening hand. Okay, so let's see. Where else do we want to go with our energy? I think we want to potentially put back Flareon for now. Yeah, put back Flareon. We're going to discard the Sylveon because it's pretty useless. I think we want to actually utilize the Flareon probably at some point. We do have Jirachi, which is really good. We've got the Umbreon, which could be good for us. So we'll get an Eevee with this. And then I think we're going to go Cherish Ball for a Solgaleo, Cherish Ball for Dedenne. Could also just get another Mewtwo and Mew, but we've got 3 of them in the deck. Want to find the Eevee, I think, here. So let's Cherish Ball for the Solgaleo to discard. Good to know we have that. We've got the Naganadel. We have all 4 Rainbow Energies, and we do have the Fire Crystal, Pal Pad. All good cards to have access to. How many of our Dedennes do we have? All 3 of them. So looking pretty good here. I think we prized the Espeon. Yeah, looks like it. And an Eevee. Yeah, so we'll just go with this. I think we'll go ahead and just attach this here. Indebted exchange, discard the hand, drawing 6 more. We do get a Mewtwo, we get a Jirachi, which is great for the next turn potentially. And I think we're just going to go with the pass here. Umbreon going to be good for us most likely. Yeah, we want to Dedenne this hand next turn potentially. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and hit him with the pass onto our opponent's next turn. So hopefully they just have to end the turn with like a Jirachi active, which is definitely reasonable for Malamar. Oh no, could it just be a Hypnosis and Pray? Hypnosis and Pray, no chance. Oh, a Cynthia! This is a big 6 cards. Our opponent needs to find another Pokemon or a mysterious treasure. Acro Bike is what they have for now. Oh no, this could be it. It could be all over. Boost Dash could close the game out. They discard a Psychic Energy, and they do get another Inkay. So we might see them go for that Hypnosis. Ooh, Power Plant! Oh no, we need to find a Stadium now. Otherwise, we are not going to be able to use Ascension DNA to evolve. That is actually terrible for us. Alright, so we're going to start here. And we can't Dedenne! Oh no! The Power Plant! No! Okay, what do we do here then? We don't have the Marshadow. If only we played the Marshadow, it's definitely something I had considered. I'm not going to lie. Can we just have to pass? We can put down the Mewtwo. We can evolve this. None of that really does anything. We're just going to pass. Hopefully we wake up. We do wake up. They've only got a 4-card hand. They're happy. We're going to have a broken heart, though. Oh man, Power Plant does shut off Ascension DNA. This is what I was talking about with, you know, why the Eevees might be better sometimes, but Boost Dash is just a good attack to be able to have access to in certain situations as well. Alright, there is a Malamar. Let's see, do they have any other follow-up? A Cynthia once again. And maybe they'll have to bump the Stadium with a Viridian if they want to keep things going. Man, they are close to the turn to attack. If they have a Malamar plus a switch, they could do it. But no, they're just going to retreat and pass to us. There is an energy to attach for turn somewhere, potentially. I think we're just going to go ahead and hit them with the Boost Dash. And we're going to have to hope that we can find a Stadium on the next turn. If we can find a Stadium, we'll be able to heal this completely. We've got the energy. I guess we could have benched Mewtwo and attached. That would have probably been okay. Maybe just making them think we don't have much going on is okay as well. Maybe they need to replace the Stadium. I also kind of want to save this for a potential, Umbreon attack. Which we might just go with this coming turn. Retreat this into the Umbreon and use Retaliate since Dark Weakness. I guess we don't even need the Dark Weakness, but we are going to just get a knockout. Then he'll be able to use the spell tags to knock out our Eevee. Oh no, this Power Plant is terrible for us. And they're just getting their full setup going. If we can get a stadium, though, we are, like, actually totally fine here. We are looking good, actually. Here comes an Acro Bike. Discards a Malamar, actually. Which, that is okay with me. Shadow Impact here. Gonna do 130. Let's see it. Stadium top deck. Here we go. All we need is a stadium. They're debating where to put the 40. Please punch your Giratina. Okay. That would have been amazing. We get a Fire Energy. No! This is not good. Not good at all. Okay. So let's Cherish Ball to take a look at the deck. We could just go Jolteon-GX Electro Bullet and start sniping. Force them to find their Mew quickly. Might be our best option, honestly. I think we're just going to go with that. Maybe the Eevee lives for a turn. I don't expect it to, though. We're going to go with an Electro Bullet. And we're just going to put the 30 here. Try to pressure this Malamar. Which I definitely like. It's good for us that they punched that. And they're probably just going to put 2 damage counters here. And then maybe 2 on the active. Maybe 2 on Dedenne. Because they only need to... oh, they put all 3 there. Interesting. If they're going to use Distortion Door, that might have been a wasted spell tag counter. Alright, so they're going to take their 2 prizes. We'll take our 1. Alright, there is another Malamar. There's a spell tag on that benched one. I like this. That way, if we do Electro Bullet, knock it out. Yeah, see, if they're just going to use Distortion Door, that was a wasted... They could have 1 more damage on this Dedenne, or on the active. So a wasted counter for sure from the spell tags. There is another Malamar. So they've got the 3 Malamars in play. And a Cynthia here. Going to be drawing them 6 cards. If anything, maybe if they were going to spell tag this, I think they should have maybe put some damage on the active, so 130, and they can try to get it so that they can knock it out with this spell tag after a Shadow Impact, but that's probably not going to be the case here. And this power plant is really just totally destroying us. And they got the switch. No escape board, but they do have the switch. They're just going to hit us for 130 here. Let's see where their 40 damage goes. Probably just onto like one of these Malamars. Yeah, onto that Malamar. Probably the best spot to put it. There is a switch. That's not doing too much for us. Alright, so we need to start powering something else up. So let's Communication, put back Naganadel. And I guess it just needs to be an Eevee, and we need to look for Flareon next turn somehow. We're gonna have to top deck to get lucky here. I mean, they could whiff attack. They need a switch card plus an energy with no Viridian in play. And we could stamp them to 4. Yeah, let's go with the stamp play this turn. And we'll just take the Eevee for now. Start attaching to that. So if we get Flareon, we're okay there. Should we go ahead and stamp? I think so. We could have also maybe gone for Swift Run GX to buy a turn. We're not taking a knockout, so we're not going to stamp. He's just going to get a knockout here. Let's hope our prize can maybe bail us out somehow. We'll see where he puts his 4 damage from the spell tag. Maybe should go onto the Dedenne so that he can use Esper's Ear Kinesis to knock it out. He's going to put 3 and 1. So if he gets another spell tag here... Okay, we got TV Reporter. That's good. Maybe we can find something. If we somehow win this game, I'm going to lose my mind. I don't know how we'll do it, but we might be able to make it happen. Because they're going to get a... What the heck was that? I have not seen that before. That must be something new that came out with this update. So this is their last spell tag, right? Yep. Alright. Wait, was that a second Mew? Oh, it was a Giratina. A second Giratina. Okay. So they are going to replace the stadium finally. So maybe we can attack with something. Alright, there's the Tinapings. They have bench locked themselves, but that should be fine at this point in the game. We have to take a knockout now. Mew, of course, protecting from potential Naganadel snipes. Alright, so here's our plan. Reset Stamp to 2, and hope that we get good cards off this TV Reporter, or we top deck a Welder. So we're sending up Eevee and praying. Alright, there's a rainbow, so we do have the Umbreon knockout at least. Okay, so what do we want to do? Let's start with a TV Reporter. Discard the... Yeah, Leafeon's not... I'm trying to think. Could it be okay for us ever? I don't actually think so. So we'll just ditch that. We'll bench this. Bench this. Okay, so it's just whenever a new effect comes into play. That's a cool new animation. Go here. Go here. Reset Stamp. Giant Hearth. And we will go for Retaliate. So let's see where they want to put their last 4 damage. We also could have gone for Dark Cutter, potentially. Their last damage from spell tag here. Gonna go Jirachi and Mewtwo so that they can 2-hit KO the Mewtwo. I guess we could have just held those two things. It's unlikely they play their own Reset Stamp. And they just put all the damage here, which it doesn't really matter if the damage is here or not. Yeah, I guess there really wasn't a reason to put down the Mewtwo that turn if we weren't attaching to it. For some reason I was thinking we might attach to it, but then I was like, oh wait, we have to attach to Umbreon to even get a knockout this turn. And here comes the Espeon Deoxys, so they'll be able to get the game here by just using Cross Division to knock out the Dedenne. We'll give them the well played, let them finish out their turn. And yeah, unfortunately, not when we were able to pull off that power plant, man. I think we would have been fine if they didn't have the power plant, or if we were able to find a stadium, like in... If we had been able to... We had like 2 turns where I think if we had found a stadium, we actually would have just been like totally fine. But we did not, and unfortunately that is... Oh no, I accidentally closed out. I was trying to click the thing. We'll be right back, guys. Alright, we're back, guys. Sorry about that. We accidentally clicked the exit button on the PTCGO window. I was trying to click the little player tab right here because I had a notification, and I accidentally exited out of my game. So we're going to hop back in and try to get another game, hopefully getting a win for the Eeveelutions deck in the video. I know people out there, like I said at the beginning, love their Eeveelutions. I think they're super cool too, so I wanted to try to build a deck around them, especially after I saw Peter had success with some sort of deck with the Eeveelutions. So Telix here, or Telly, probably with just an X on the front and the back for dramatic effect, is going to be calling the flip, and they are going to choose to go first. We have an okay hand here. We're just going to start the Eevee, I think, over the Eevee-GX. Now, Eevee-GX, if we get Welder, we can actually boost dash turn 1, which would be pretty good. We'll go ahead and put this down, too. So we'll see what they have going on. Alright, so it looks like it's going to be an Ability Charizard deck with the Baby Blacephalon and the Turtonator, of course. Maybe not, actually, since we just saw a Beastring. Looks like it's just going to be Baby Blounds. Okay. When I was testing this deck out, I also played against a Baby Blounds deck. Whenever I was just trying to see if this deck could actually even function, and lost that game, unfortunately. So we'll see if we can get some Baby Blounds redemption here, maybe. They are not using Welder this turn, so that's pretty good for us. Just has to be a Bill's analysis, so their hand must be mediocre at the best. And yeah, we'll see if we can get that turn 1 boost dash. There is an Eevee right there. We can actually use Ultra Space to get Naganadel out and discard it with the Dedenne. Do have all 3 Dedennes. We prize 2 Welders and a TV Reporter. Come on, man. Can I get a break? I'm out here playing Eevees. Give me a break. Alright. Okay, so we'll just have to see if we can get lucky here and draw one of our 2 Welders in the deck. If not, we might just be attaching to the bench potentially here. So here comes the Dedenne change. Well, there's a couple Acro Bikes, so we're digging kind of deep here. I think we're going to take the energy over the Dedenne. We might need the Dedenne next turn, but I can't discard all of our rainbows. Alright, we'll take the communication. And we do... Oh, man, tough. Okay, so we'll take the Dedenne here. And we're just going to... I guess we'll just attach active, because if we find, like, we could use Glaceon next turn potentially to start sniping a little bit of damage. We could Joymaker GX. Don't think this is a good time. Oh, well. What other GX attacks could we potentially use? You know what? Screw it. We're gonna Joymaker GX. And we're going to get 3 Acro Bikes in our hand so that we can... Actually, we're going to get Acro Bike, and Dedenne so that we can get rid of one with the communication to keep it in the deck, and then Acro Bike so we can dig for a Welder. We're just going for it, guys. We're going to see what happens. We're going crazy out here. There is actually a high chance that this Eevee just gets knocked out and that was all for naught. But we know they didn't have a great hand last turn. If they had a Welder last turn, they would have played it. And we know they didn't find one on the bills. Oh, Heat Factory, though, can let them draw some cards. It can also let us draw some cards, and that is pretty good. So maybe should have just gotten the 3 Acro Bikes, but I guess I couldn't have known that they were just going to put a Heat Factory in play. And they do have to go for Bill's analysis here. So once again, no Welder. And no Welder for the next turn either. Just getting a Green's Exploration and a Fire Crystal here. So slow setup for the Baby Blounds on our opponent's side. They do, however, hit a Fire Energy here with Blazer, letting them boost their damage a little bit, doing 60. We got a Giant Hearth, so let's just kick things off right away with a Heat Factory. And we do get the Glaceon. Can we find a Welder, though, is what we need. Let's start with Acro Bike. Yep, we'll just get this. I don't want to use the Heat Factory or the Giant Hearth if they because like we know that we at least have a turn, most likely. Oh, we don't want to put the Giant Hearth in play like for them unless we're using Welder. All right, so no such luck this time. So we could Dedenne change, which isn't great. I think we can just attach active. I mean, we could just start sniping with Jolteon, maybe. Then we have this one on the bench. Let's get rid of this for now. Do we ever just do that? We did discard a Vaporeon because... maybe Vaporeon would have been good to keep around, actually, so we can use that Hydrating Drops ability. That might have been a good time to show it off. I don't think they have a welder, though. And if we bump this stadium, they have no way to try to find one. Although it could be really good for them if we bump the stadium. We're just going to take the Jolteon. I think we're going to go with it. We're going to bump their stadium. Use Ascension DNA to the Jolteon. Attach. We can Electro Bullet here and then go for a Swift Run Knockout next. Actually, never mind. We used Joy Maker. Never mind. We'll go for an Electro Bullet still, though. Evolve this guy. And yeah, we're just gonna go. Do we ever use anything else here? I don't think so yet. We're just gonna go with an Electro Bullet, and we'll hit the Turtonator because ideally the rest of these we're gonna be hitting for Water Weakness to walk out with Glaceon. To walk out? Wow, to knock out with Glaceon. And this could be risky. There's a chance they don't have the Welder. I'm holding the Reset Stamp for the chance that they do knock us out, or for the chance that they greens for Welder, which is what it's looking like might happen here. Gonna get an Acro Bike and a Welder. Yeah, so I definitely think it was correct to just bump the stadium. We might not get use out of it, sure, but we just get rid of it. We get rid of it so that they can't potentially draw Welder that turn. So slow game for both of us. We're going to take what looks like the first knockout, since they've already attached to the bench and played a supporter. They're just going to go for another Blazer. Let's see if they hit a Fire Energy again. No such luck. Just going to be 10 damage. Alright, and we do get a Welder. That is a great top deck. So let's go ahead and get rid of the switch here, I think, with the Giant Hearth. Is probably our best bet. We can start to power up this Glaceon back here. Drawing some cards. There is an Eevee-GX. We don't even need the Mewtwo's. Why are we even playing Mewtwo? We should get that guy out of here. And we can actually just retreat and go for the Frost Bullets. Might be okay. So let's put this guy back. I mean, we could... No. It only works while it's active. Yeah, we're going to just go ahead and get a Mewtwo. We can start to power that up later. And we're going to Cherish Ball for something to just discard, which I think is just going to be this Leafeon. Go for the Reset Stamp. We put down the Eevee, put down the Mewtwo. Oh, never mind. Can't do all that. I think this is fine. We're just going to do this, and we're going to Dedenne change. We don't need the Eevee at this point, most likely. Dedenne comes down. We're going to discard our hand, draw 6 cards. And we will... is there ever anything... I guess this is going to become Flareon, right? I think we just retreat... Do we save this? We can just Headbolt here. Yeah, we're just going to go with a Headbolt for the KO. Thinking through things a little bit, maybe overthinking it. There's a Welder out of the prizes. I think we only have 1 Fire Energy left in the deck, though. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, just 1. And then the Fire Crystal is discarded, so we are going to need to start Turbo Striking at some point. There's a second Turtonator, so they play 2 Turtonators. So it's just Baby Blound's Turt, most likely, is what we're looking at. Alright, here comes a Cynthia. See what they get off these 6 cards. Once again, no Welder for them. Pretty terrible go of it right now for my opponent. Just drawing basically nothing. There's another Baby Blound. They have not Weldered at all for the first 3 turns, I think, at this point. And we are somehow ahead on prizes with this Eevee's deck. They do see a Welder, so they know where one is for the future. Once again, just 10 damage, though. Not going to be enough. We'll go ahead and retreat this. And, oh no, what is this? Oh, man, that animation is just hilarious. I have not seen any of this. Alright, so we're going to Frost Bullet, and we're going to hit this thing on the bench. Set it up so we can maybe Frost Bullet knock it out. I guess maybe we should have actually hit this so that we could knock it out with Jolteon. But we're going to probably be looking to knock it out with the Mewtwo anyway. With a... Like, we're definitely trying to look to use Turbo Strike next turn. Oh, but they don't even have a green! They don't even have a Welder! What am I saying? Oh my gosh. Just drawing absolutely nothing on our opponent's side. B-String, actually, never mind. They are chilling. As long as they have Knockout combined with this. This is not from my playlist. I don't know how we got here. We're going to go ahead and click something else. Let's go with this one. And there comes some energies with the B-String. They do just need to discard 4 to knock us out. And I'm definitely starting to think we should have Frost Bulleted this. No, Chip. What are you thinking? And yeah, we have used our Reset Stamp already. Might have been good to save it. I don't know. They're going to get 2 potential turns of B-String. I was worried about not being able to one-hit the Turtonators. But that was kind of silly because we know they left the Welder, actually. Okay, so we got the Rainbow. We need to find Welder plus Energy. There is a Welder and 1 Energy left in the deck. We only have 9 cards in deck. What the heck? What the heck? Do we ever risk running out of cards? I think if we did Dedenne, we actually... No, we can put some back with Communication. 1 back. Let's put back the Eevee. And leave it in there. We don't need to draw this, but we kind of need to draw this. So we're going to attach. And we're just going to Dedenne change. We could thin a card out, but we actually would probably... Oh wait, no, we can't Welder this turn even. Because then we'll definitely deck out. Alright, so we're just going to have to go with the Electro Bullet here. Here and here. Yeah, we would just definitely deck out. And we have to find the Fire or the Hearth next turn. Yeah, we definitely could have played this game, I think, a little better. Keeping around the Vaporeon maybe would have been okay. No, that probably doesn't do anything for us. Alright, here comes a Shrine, though. There is a chance they don't have a knockout yet. Enough energy in hand. They only need 3, though. Well, they need 4 to just get the knockout, but 3 would, Okay, there's Giant Hearth. That's good. They only need 4 to get the knockout, but 3 would mean that we would get knocked out going back into their turn because of Shrine. So they could bank it on that, but we do have the replacement Stadium in hand, which is excellent for us. Alright, there's an energy recycle system. I believe this got fixed in the most recent update. Yes, it did. So no more huge turns waiting for that card. They do have enough to get the knockout. Oh, because of the Beast Energy, they only needed 3, of course. But we do have the Giant Hearth in our hand. And they only have a 3-card hand. And we know they took Welder. So they must be having to power this up. They are down 3 B-Strings. They took Welder, and then... Oh, what was this card? This was a Welder. What was this card? I can't remember. They have to discard 5 energies to knock out the Mewtwo and Mew. Do get the Giant Hearth. Discard the Sylveon that's useless. Get that Fire Energy. And go for a Turbo Strike onto probably a different Mew and Mewtwo. Yeah, that's what we gotta do. Turbo Strike for the KO. And put the 2 right here. We're going to be looking to copy the Flareon-GX to close this game out. There's a TV Reporter. Not great for us. Not terrible, I guess. We did prize a Rainbow Energy, so getting a Rainbow out of the deck would have actually been pretty good there. Or out of the prizes, I should say. There's the Beast Ball, so there's only one more prize they can look at. It is not an Ultra Beast. We know they're down 3 Blacephalon, so I think that's pretty safe to assume. Giant Hearthing away a Giant Hearth here to get 2 Fire Energies. We know they have a Welder in their hand. Can they get the 5 energies to close this game out? I think if they miss here, we might actually be able to win this game. If they don't get 5 energies to get the knockout, I think we can win this game. Because then we'll just knock this out, and his only attackers are Turtonators, and he has no energy in play. He'll be down a lot of them. 2 Welders in the discard as well, and he's never going to be able to one-shot a Mew and Mewtwo. And based on the fact that they haven't done anything yet, I think they might not have it, and they bench the Blacephalon-GX. Oh boy. There is an energy for turn to it, and maybe he's going to threaten the burst. That's not going to do too much, though. If he's not knocking us out, yeah, he's only doing 50 here. Alright, so we can Giant Hearth away this. We know we have no energy in the deck. Getting to... Oh, no, we have our last Rainbow in the deck, actually. Okay. Getting to Flareon eventually is what we want to do. So let's just go ahead and do this. We got to the Flareon. We'll discard the Espeon. I guess the Welder is actually technically the least useful thing. Espeon we could attack with Energy Crush still. Flareon, of course, we want. Go ahead and put it in play. And I think we do retreat this into this and go for the Turbo Strike knockout. But then how are we ever closing out the game to take our last 2 prizes? I think we might just have to... We know we have the last Rainbow in deck, right? So maybe it comes down to us hitting the last Rainbow to copy Bright Flame to knock out this Blacephalon if he sends it up. I think we have to retreat this, because if he has Welder 2 energy plus gets an energy, and we know that Giant Hearth's in play... How many energy is he down? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's not the most likely, but he's still got 2 Welders. I think we have to do this. We have to respect the potential knockout. And we will Turbo Strike. And we will put them... Flareon does have more HP than the Mewtwo and Mew at this point. I guess the Mewtwo and Mew can use the Rainbow Energy for an attack, but I don't think there's a Rainbow Energy attack that we are worried about at this point. We could have put down the Eevee. I think we should be able to draw the Rainbow Energy regardless next turn, though. There's a Green's Exploration, so they're just having to do that for a turn. I think we might be able to close this one out here, guys. I'm not sure what my opponent's looking for with this Greens. Fire Crystal plus a Pokegear. We do have 1 switch. I think our last switch is prized, actually. Alright, so there is an energy onto the Turtonator. And if he just doesn't knock this out, I think we are definitely set to win the game, because then we'll just take a knockout with Turbo Strike, power this guy fully, and then we'll be able to win with a Bright Flame. If he pushes the Blacephalon, we can go for the win this turn by digging for the Rainbow Energy. And we actually would have guaranteed gotten it because we have the Dedenne in deck. Yeah, I don't see any reason to play anything out of this hand at this point. We're just going to go for the Turbo Strike. I guess we put him on the Mewtwo and Mew. We could have just loaded up this Flareon, but we know we can't whiff the Rainbow. Because we have TV Reporter, Acro Bike, Dedenne. I guess they could stamp us, theoretically. We should have Giant Hearthed away the Espeon, probably. Here comes a Welder, though. Oh, can he get there? No chance, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, he can do 250. I guess if he gets custom catchers off the Welder, if he plays them, he might not play custom catchers. Here comes the Fire Crystal. This is coming down to it, guys. Welder. And like I said, I don't think he plays customs. He could have them in the deck. Alright, drawing 3. It would be crazy if he just busted out some custom catchers right now. That would be insane. Double Welder. And there's the attach for turn. Could we see a Bursting Burn maybe? That doesn't really do anything. Yeah, he's just going to hit us for 250, I think, here with Explosive Jet. And that is going to be GG. All we have to do here is take the knockout on the active with Turbo Strike. And that is the game. Well played to our opponent. And we are able to squeak it out here. And we get a win with the Mewtwo Eevee's deck. Good games all around. And yeah, let me know once again what you guys think of this deck. I definitely think it is fun, enjoyable, and I think it could be made better by cutting some of the Eeveelutions that are not very useful, but what would be the point in that, right? We gotta play these Eeveelutions, that's the point of the deck. Playing with the Sylveon and the, you know, Sylveon, Espeon, Umbreon, Leafeon, and Vaporeon probably all could be cut. I think Glaceon, Flareon, and Jolteon all have their merits. I guess Vaporeon could be okay if we're in a matchup where we're going to be going heavy Glaceon. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the deck down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed these videos as always. And be sure to subscribe to see more Pokemon TCG content. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to get out of here. And until next time, take care.